Hello, everyone. Jane here from Your Way Weight Loss. And today we're doing, what is a calorie deficit part 2? And today we're talking about what is my perfect calorie deficit number. Hi, Leash.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you. This one's going to be, I really enjoyed our talk last time about what is a calorie deficit. It's not just about like educating people. I guess it's mostly like, I feel like this could be life changing for some. Like
I
that.
mean, people have sent us that message to say that we cleared the noise.
Yeah, we cleared the noise and we answered that we gave them hope.
Yeah.
People say
So,
that.
it's important you guys should listen to the podcast version 1 of this. So basically, we just covered that calorie deficit is how you lose weight. Every single diet that works creates a calorie deficit. It's just using specific rules. So, we're going to talk to you a little bit about more detail about what it looks like to be in a calorie deficit.
So today, we're answering one of the $1 million questions that we get all the time is like, how can I okay, two things we're going to talk about, guys. What is my perfect calorie deficit number? It's like, how many calories should I be eating? What's my number? A lot of calculations apparently that people want. And also, do I need to be in a deficit every day? So those are the two things that we're going to really look into today. First of all, you guys need to know that nothing is perfect. So you looking for a number it takes away from you living a little bit. It takes not living as in like tracking every little thing, but you're basically in motion. You're not acting on anything because you're still waiting for the number. Just still Googling or asking and just waiting.
Like 1,532 calories is your, you know what I mean? Like,
I know. And that's that's what you need to start acting, And when people say this, okay, when they say to us, what's my calorie deficit number? How can I start creating a deficit and all of that? I'm like, okay, there's lack of knowledge in what is a calorie deficit. There's also lack of, maybe you have the knowledge, but you don't know how to properly use it to your advantage. Here's what I mean. In my mind, it's so clear. Like, as in, well, have you been losing weight? So if you have not been losing weight, then you have that equals to, if you understand calorie deficit and how a human body works, you're like, okay, I haven't been losing weight this past year. So my lifestyle doesn't matter what the number of calories you eat in a day. You don't need the number to tell yourself that you're not in a deficit. You need to know that you haven't lost weight. So if you're like, okay, have not lost weight, which is most of the people that are looking for this number. Most of the people that are looking for the perfect calorie deficit number are not the ones that are currently losing weight. They're the ones that are just waiting for this number to start, basically. Okay, so you're sitting there. You have not lost weight. If you understood calorie deficit, you'd say to yourself, I have not been in a calorie deficit. Therefore, I should just start tweaking my life right now to create one. Why do you need a number? You know that your current number, which you don't know your number, but you know your lifestyle, is not allowing you weight loss. You get what I mean, right?
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. And I think the reason why people are searching for a number is people are searching for insurance.
Okay.
They want me to say to them, okay, this is going to suck, but if you do this, you will lose weight. People want that insurance and they're willing to suffer if there's insurance.
There's no insurance in anything.
And also you don't need to suffer.
Yeah, right.
There's you don't have to suffer to lose weight. And that's the way in which we want to teach you to lose weight.
Absolutely. And then there's the next piece, which we're about to talk about, is that the fact that they think that it's a number, not even a number of calories they should be eating, but when they think a deficit is a number, a deficit is, first of all, not a diet. It's a state of being. Your body is in a deficit. It can be in a big deficit, a small deficit. It could be also not in a deficit. For me, I've never attached a number to it. It's a state of being. If I'm losing weight, I'm in a deficit. I don't need to know the number. You get what I mean? That's why I'm like, hey, there's also lack of knowledge in that. When you're looking for a deficit number, that's very interesting to me.
So let's go in a little bit more detail with that. So let's say for me, for example, I probably burn around probably more, but anyway, 2,000 calories a day. Let's just say that because that's an easy round number. So that's all the things we talked about last week. Let's say, my BMR, my NEAT, my exercise, my food digestion, 2,000 calories a day. So if I on average eat 1,900 calories a day, I am in a deficit. However, it's going to take me like 5 weeks to lose 1 pound.
Yeah.
Or I could eat.
And that doesn't include your weekends that you probably go over your 1,900 calories. So like that's that part, right?
Well, that's why I said on average, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Right.
and so if I ate 1,000 calories a day on average, then I am in a calorie deficit, a massive calorie deficit. And I will lose a significant amount of weight. Now, obviously, these are two very extreme examples, neither of which we are recommending to you.
Yeah.
But it's just to show you that both numbers, actually 0 to 1,900, give me a calorie deficit.
Absolutely. And how to know if you're in a huge deficit, your body's going to be telling you. Like I am hungry. I am or you're not feeding me the proper because you could be consuming 1,900 calories of like in one meal and you could be hungry most of the day because you just ate one meal. Like you have to be smart with your budget. So let's talk about that.
It's so true. And that's why I always struggled with, okay, well, just listen to your hunger. We obviously promote listening to your hunger. That is a big part of what we teach people. However, you need to be aware of what you are consuming as well.
Oh, absolutely. And I know what you mean. There's always that fine line between people are saying, well, if I listen to my hunger, I'll be eating a lot and I won't be creating a deficit. I'm like, okay, at least you're aware enough to know that piece about you. And I understand, but also then there's learning what is real hunger and just boredom. I'm like, and that's why weight loss is complex.
Yes.
Because it's not just calories in, calories out. That would be a lie if we said, well, it's simple, guys, just more calories out than calories in. That's why that sentence can be seen as like taboo or not like good. It still is the science behind how a human body loses weight. Absolutely. But weight loss and mental health and like all of that, like that is all included. That's why it's complex to lose weight and keep it off. And that's why it's not everyone that achieves that.
Yeah. If it was that easy, we would all be skinny. But we need you guys to realize that a calorie deficit is very much a range. Okay.
Yeah.
And you need to choose which range without picking a number, which basically you're choosing a lifestyle.
Yeah. So it's not a calorie deficit number. It's a calorie deficit life. It's a type of lifestyle that you're creating. You're not chasing a number. You're chasing the type of life that is going to allow you a deficit while really looking into making sure that you have your nutrients, that you have energy, that you're happy, that you're following your priorities, your values, your preferences. Like, see how all of that is a lifestyle.
Yeah, let's have a quick conversation about that. So when you are trying to lose weight, you need to check yourself. And it is very tempting to ignore the other things that deep down, okay, this is not sustainable. Like you need to say to yourself, is what am I doing right now sustainable? Am I I truly believe that you can lose weight without feeling starving all the time. So, right?
And I think that what you need to do is you need to recognize, okay, you cannot be a victim of like, I'm just the person that's always hungry. Adjust.
Yes.
There is you're not broken. Like you're not there is a way. And also last podcast was such a good reminder of like, okay, well, maybe you were eating at a surplus for the past year and now you're fine. Let's not go in a deficit. Let's go in maintenance. Let's stop gaining weight. Let's start with that. Because if you feel so hungry and so deprived, maybe that lifestyle change was too big for you right now. It's not what you wanted for this moment.
And are you happy? At the end of the day, in order to lose weight, there are sacrifices that you're going to have to make. Let's be really honest.
Absolutely.
However, but you need to decide for yourself, is this too much? Like, am I happy right now or am I actually miserable, sacrificing so much of my actual life in order to try and achieve weight loss? Like, you need to check yourself.
Check yourself before you wreck it.
And there was another piece to that. You said, how are you feeling? Like, do you have energy? Do you
Yeah.
have headaches? Are you lethargic? Like, come on,
Come
guys.
on, guys. Yeah, we're
Come on.
not. This is not what you think that healthy people just walk around so mopey, just no energy, just feeling like crap, so hungry. I'm just so hungry all the time, but it's okay. I'm not overweight. Like, guys, come on. Okay. So it means that you just haven't found your way. And often enough, when we follow other people's diet plans, that's how we feel. We don't feel like ourselves. We start having headaches, but we can't listen to our bodies. We have to listen to this stupid piece of paper and this person telling me what to eat for supper, doesn't know me at all, doesn't know how I like things, but still, this apparently me to lose weight, I need to follow a list. Like, no, you do not need to follow a list. Create your own list, create your own deficit in your own life.
The only thing that you need to lose fat is a calorie deficit. So clear that from your brain and then say, okay, what is non-negotiable for me? So like for me, it's alcohol. Gonna be really honest. It's wine, it's beer, it's a little bit of flexibility with my nutrition on the weekends, it's eating a family meal, it's having a piece of cake that my daughter's made. It none of those things I'm willing to sacrifice for a number on the scale. So I keep those and I work on other things.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so do they need to have a calorie deficit every day? That's another one. That's another piece to the calorie deficit puzzle that people are struggling to understand, that you don't need to create a deficit every day in order to create a deficit on average. Let us repeat, you have to create a deficit on average. And that's why people are like, oh, for me, it's the weekend. Okay, well, then you're in a surplus over the weekend, you go over budget, and then you create a lifestyle where you that okay. So see how there's a range here. Well, do you want to be in thousands of over budget over the weekend, and then that's why during the week you feel so restricted? Is there more of a balance here that we could have? Like, that's where the range plays a role. Like, if you're going to the mall and you're shopping and you're like, oh, only have $100, but I want this pair of pants that's 150, and you're like borrowing money from your friends, okay, all good. Are you going to be like, okay, I'm going to keep shopping? No, you're already over. Like, this is the max of the over budget I want to be, because I'm going to have to repay you at one point, right? I'm going to have to save up this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what if you think about your calorie budget as money? Because money is tangible to us. So imagine that if I told you you had $1,000 to spend this week. Now you are the boss of how you spend that money. So some people like to spend a little bit of money during the week and save up more for the weekend. Some people like to spend the same amount of money on for 7 days, so it gives them a little bit more every day. Some people like to spend a little bit more on a Saturday, less on a Sunday, more on a Monday, and they alternate. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you stick to your budget in a way that makes you happy so that you can actually adhere to your budget.
Guys, this is life-changing for all of you listening that have been on diets for years. Imagine all the rules you created about your own budget. Oh, well, I can't have carbs I can't eat a lot of, I can't spend a lot of my budget for supper, or I cannot spend any money after 7 p.m. Or I have to have breakfast because my metabolism, but yet intermittent fasting is like the new trend. Like, it's so confusing. Here's the thing. You have a certain lifestyle that's waiting for you that's going to create a deficit, and you get to spend. So your budget, you get to spend it as you wish. You can spend it when you want it and with whatever you want to buy. So guys, this is the same. Like, you need to believe in this. It will be life-changing for you to know that, you know what? If you didn't lose weight at the end of the week, it is not because you ate carbs. It is not because you ate after 7 p.m. You just weren't in a deficit. What am I willing to keep? What am I willing to work on? Done. That's the only conversation you should have in your head.
So you don't need to say to yourself anymore, oh, too much wine this weekend. That's why I didn't lose. You didn't lose because you didn't create a calorie deficit. So the good news out of all of this is that you can include those food items in your life and still lose weight. You can eat at night. You don't have to eat breakfast. You can eat 4 meals all about the same size. You can eat 2 giant meals. You can spend your money on what you want when you want. And
you are the boss.
You're the boss.
And I mean, it's going to be hard at the beginning because you have society watching you and they don't understand what you're doing because they're so used to the rules. Maybe even your husband or your wife is going to be like, what? You're eating that? Oh, you're not having breakfast? Oh, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I'm creating my lifestyle, the lifestyle of my dreams right now. And you have been seeing on social media, as much as you've been seeing crazy diet, weird rules, you've also been seeing people saying, I've lost weight eating what I love. And you're like, how is that possible? Well, this is how, guys. Like, this is how you eat. You eat what you love while creating a deficit. Okay. So that's exactly what those people mean. Now, can I eat everything and anything and all the time and whatever? Absolutely not. I still have a budget to follow, but I can use it as I wish and when I wish. And that's the part that people want.
Bam. And I think people almost don't believe us.
I
Like
know.
they think, "Oh, it's too good to be true."
But I
I
mean, I
mean,
don't know what else to do than just losing 70 pounds and showing you that that's what I do. And like, like other than that, like at the end of the day, though, once you can truly believe it to your core that that's how a human being loses weight by creating a deficit within their own life, and that it doesn't matter if you eat at 9:30, 3 p.m., or if you eat a banana after 3 p.m., or if you eat breakfast or not, and they're going to see that they get results and they're happy. And that is what we create at Your Weight Loss.
I mean, that's it. That's what you need to know, guys. You need to
Yep.
know that a calorie deficit is a range, and that you do not have to be in a calorie deficit every day, and to just think of your calories in the run of a week as a budget, and really, really own that you are the boss of your budget.
And the last piece before we end this leash is to say everyone comes to the calorie deficit party with a different budget.
Yeah,
Okay. So guys, like that's why you're comparing and you're thinking and you're blah blah blah. If it's not about someone else's BMR or someone else's metabolism or someone else's whatever, thinking about that is not going to give you results. And you are the one that wants results. But every single person at this party needs to be in a deficit to lose weight, but it looks different for everyone. And that's the part you need to really make peace with. Once you're okay with that, then you kind of stay in your lane when it comes to your own deficit. And in your lane is your happiness, your values, your preferences, and you just drive.
that was really good.
Let's end with that. Thank you so much for listening. It was a short one, but I think it was to the point. I think people got their answers. So guys, follow us on all the platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok under Your Way Weight Loss, or find us on the internet at yourwayrsupport.com. Join us. Bye, Leash.
Bye.